Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Wren Stadium on the campus of Ohio University. We're just minutes away from the start of a district championship game in Division III between the top-seeded Jackson Ironmen and the third-seeded Circleville Tigers. And Dan, they're introducing the starting lineups now. We're just getting ready for the national anthem. So before we talk about this game, let's listen to the national anthem. Okay, you have just heard the Star-Spangled Banner, and that is a signal, of course. We're very close to the start of this big baseball game, and coming into this game, both teams coming off impressive wins in the semifinal games yesterday here also at Wren Stadium. The Jackson Ironmen defeated the Chillicothe Cavaliers, trailed early, but then got hot in the middle innings and went on to win by a score of 11-2. In the nightcap, the Circleville Tigers defeated the Athens Bulldogs by a score of 13-3, and that was done in 5 innings in mercy rule fashion. And Dan, the Ironmen come in with that 25-1 record. We've been talking about how well they played all year, only the one loss in a non-conference game. And the Circleville Tigers, not quite as good, but 20-6. They play in a tough league. This, as we scope it out, has the makings of a classic district championship game.
Well, the seeds have held up, Pete Wilson, as Jackson got obviously the number 1 seed in our district, and Circleville was the number 3 seed, so it's 1 versus 3 in this one. Miami Trace is trying to hold on to that number 2 seed in the other bracket. If they can win and we can win, that's who we would play in a regional semifinal. But, boy, we got a lot of work in 7 innings of baseball to get to that position.
Right. A lot of fans, more casual fans, may not know a lot about Circleville. They're, of course, it's north of Chillicothe, between Chillicothe and Columbus. And they play in the Mid-State League. We don't play. The Ironmen do not play a lot of times against teams from that league or against Circleville. They were on our schedule this year, but that game was not played late in the season when, you're trying to make up conference games, so we have nothing to go on there. There was a couple of common opponents in there. Jackson defeated Logan Elm, so did Circleville. Jackson's only loss was to the Athens Bulldogs at home, 7-3, but the Circleville Tigers defeated Athens twice, including in the tournament game last night.
Athens was defeated 8-0 by Circleville earlier in the year, and then obviously, as you mentioned, the 13-3 win last night against Athens. They've done very well, and it's just an outstanding team. Bloom Carroll must be outstanding in baseball and softball in that Mid-State League, the Buckeye League. But Circleville was a second-place team, and that's why they're sitting here in a district championship contest tonight.
Well, we are underway. Tucker Williams on the mound for Jackson. He throws high and away to Glavin Bigham, the second baseman for Circleville. He is the son of Circleville coach Brian Bigham, wears number 7 on his back, batting from the left side. The count is 2 balls and no strikes here to start this district championship game in Division III. That pitch stays outside, ball 3.
There we got the scoreboard functioning now, Pete Wilson. Good scoreboard here. Great venue. This is a fun a basketball or baseball stadium to watch from.
Fastball in there on the 3-0 pitch. Bigham taking all the way, as you might expect, him being the leadoff hitter.
Excellent contingent of Jackson fans are here tonight, whether they're in the stands or over there on the hill on the left side. They're going to open up with a walk. And Bigham, who was an all-district player, Circleville had 5 all-district award winners. Jackson had 7. They were 2 of the very top teams in the district, and they were awarded those.
Trent Smith comes up. He is the shortstop. So Bigham is on base. We'll guess that he runs pretty well, being the leadoff hitter. First pitch, good fastball in there for a strike. Not too many yards away, Dan, the Wellston Lady Golden Rockets playing a regional semifinal game against Tuscarawas Valley, and they jumped on Tusky Valley with 4 runs in the first inning.
Oh, great start for the Lady Rockets.
Curveball, nice pitch in there by Williams.
Winner of that contest gets to face the always outstanding Wheelersburg Lady Pirates. That was the earlier game in today. Right next door to us is the softball stadium.
Curve, got him. Got him on 3 pitches, went off speed these last 2 and got Smith swinging and missing. Here is the catcher, Austin Gray.
The catcher, number 11.
You know, Tucker getting the call today, undefeated this season, has been nothing but outstanding as a starter. And we've always said if Tucker gets through the first inning or 2, he always gets stronger as the game goes on.
First pitch to Austin Gray, curveball again, called in there for a strike. Defensively for Jackson, Noah Ernst is catching. Gavin Jones is at first. Jensen Green at second. That's where Tucker would be if he was out in the field. Shortstop is Ryan Simons. Down at third is Easton McGraw. And there's a ground ball. McGraw's got it. Bobbles, throws over to first, got him. So a bobble by McGraw down there, but he stayed cool, picked it up, and threw Gray out fairly easy on the play. Bigham goes to second.
We bragged last night about how good our infield is fielding the baseball. That was a hard hit shot at Easton. Didn't field it totally clean, but immediately got the throw over to get the big out. 2 outs now.
And this is the cleanup hitter, the first baseman, David Northam. And Noah Ernst is going to go out and have a word there with Tucker Williams. Meanwhile, we'll give you the defensive alignment in the outfield. Bodie Wooford in left field, Nolan Johnson in center field, Eli Ray in right field. That's the same alignment that we had last night. The only difference is Tucker Williams is pitching rather than Gavin Jones.
25-1 Jackson Ironmen baseball team, but they have one thing on their mind, and that's winning a district championship. They've been so close the last couple years.
Pitch to Tucker is down low, ball 1. Ernst keeps the ball in front of him, and Bigham will not try to advance.
Cat quick getting out of his stance. Noah is not an easy man to run against.
Ernst, all FAC, all district, and heading right here. He'll be playing on this field next year. Scholarship to Ohio University. 1-0 pitch. Fastball, didn't miss by much, ball 2.
Jackson Ironman baseball fan Jason Brown listening to us in Gatlinburg as we speak, Pete.
All right, the wonders of modern technology.
Yes,
that wouldn't have been possible 10 years ago. 2-0 pitch from Tucker. Down low and inside, ball 3.
First base is open, and obviously this man is a cleanup hitter. Big, strong-looking young man at the plate right now.
Well, let's see if they unleash him on 3-0. He is the cleanup hitter, and there is a runner out at scoring position at second base. Fastball right down Broadway for strike 1. These two teams having to turn around and play the very next night, as they both won semifinal games yesterday easily. Swing and a miss, fooled him on that curveball, changed up on it, strike 2, and he's come back to even the count, 3 balls and 2 strikes.
It's a quick turnaround, Pete, but we got about 3 less hours on the turnaround than did Circleville.
Right, Circleville played the nightcap.
Continue playing in the rain last night to get their win.
3-2 pitch, ground ball. Simons tries to stop it, can't. Here comes Glavin Bigham. He's going to try to score, and he's going to. Johnson did not come up with it cleanly there, so there was no throw. So a ground ball single up the middle by Northam plates Glavin Bigham, who runs pretty well, and the score is now 1-0 Circleville. I don't think they probably would have thrown him out at the plate anyway, Dan.
No, I don't think so. It was hit hard up the middle. Ryan, knowing the situation, dives, gives it an all-out effort. If he can just maybe stop the ball, he might save the run, but just out of his reach into center field.
Drew Thornsley is up. He is the center fielder in there for strike one. By the way, Dan, weather improved. Not great baseball weather, but improved. Cloudy skies, but the weatherman says that we're through with the rain. Field looks like it's in pretty good condition. And there is a line drive to right field, and it's going to bounce in front of Eli Ray. And Northam is going to stop at second base. And Thornsley has a line drive single. And now there are two men on with two men out. And here is the pitcher for Circleville, Chase Foster, number 5, bats from the right side. So Circleville has scored once. They have 2 runners on base, leading 1-0 here in their first turn at bat. Pitch from Williams, strike in there. No balls and 1 strike. Circleville, of course, scored 13 runs against the Athens Ace, or at least I know the Athens threw their ace to start the game. 13 runs in 5 innings, so they have the capabilities of scoring, but that's strike 2 call, so Williams jumps out in front of the pitcher, Chase Foster. He does bat with 2 runners on base, 1 run in for the Round Towners. Here's your 0-2 pitch. Up high with the fastball, 1 ball and 2 strikes. As we said yesterday, this is a college field with deep major league type dimensions. 340 down the lines, 380 to the power alleys, and to dead center 405. Fence looks like it's about 10 feet high all the way around. Pitch, and there's a fly ball into left field. Center fielder going over.
Nice.
Nolan's got it. Good running catch there by Nolan Johnson. Both he and Wolford converged on the ball, and Nolan caught up to it for the 3rd out. So in the inning for Circleville, they had 1 run. There was 3 hits, no Jackson errors, 2 runners left on base. At the end of the first half inning of play, it's the Circleville Tigers 1, the Jackson Ironmen coming to bat. This is Jackson Ironmen Baseball on the Total Media Sports YouTube channel.
Brian Moore Construction specializes in turnkey construction, room additions, kitchen and bathroom remodels, as well as residential and commercial roofing. They also do silicone and acrylic roof coverings. Brian Moore Construction delivers quality craftsmanship on time, on budget, and according to specifications. Choose Brian Moore Construction for your next build, remodel, or roofing project. Call today for a free estimate. 740-418-6140.
I'm Chad Niddle, your Jackson Edward Jones financial advisor. We're all about financial investments, but we also value the investments of time, patience, and encouragement our young athletes receive from their coaches, teachers, and mentors. That's why Chad Niddle and Edward Jones are a proud sponsor of Jackson Ironmen Baseball on WYPC. Give us a call at 740-286-4872 or visit edwardjones.com for all your investment needs.
Edward Jones, Member Securities Investor Protection Corp.
Okay, we're back here at Bob Wren Stadium. The Ironmen now will get their first turn at bat, and they'll be batting against Chase Foster, right-handed pitcher. We do know from a little bit of advance information that Circleville did throw their supposed ace against Athens, but I'm sure Foster must be close behind to get the starting assignment here. He will be facing a Jackson lineup which is the same as it was last night. That means Jensen Green is leading off at second base. Ryan Simetz bats second at shortstop. Nolan Johnson third in center field. Gavin Jones is at first base batting cleanup. Noah Ernst is the catcher batting fifth. Tucker Williams, the pitcher, batting sixth. Bodie Wolford batting seventh in left field. Easton McGraw batting eighth at third base. And Eli Ray batting ninth in right field.
You know, it's like Coach McGraw says, Pete, with our 1A with Gavin Jones, our 1B is obviously Tucker Williams. Most teams in the district final can about say the same thing, so I'm going to say they're going to have an outstanding pitcher on the mound today.
Foster throws high and inside to Jensen Green, Jackson's jack of all trades defensively. Takes a fastball in there for a strike. Midway into the season, he became the leadoff hitter, and he's stayed there. Done a good job offensively and defensively. Off-speed pitch is in there for strike two. Changed speeds on that one. Hit the outside corner. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Here's the 1-2 pitch. And that is hit deep to center field. Center fielder, though, has it in his sights, floats over to his right, and makes the catch for out number 1. That was Drew Thornsley over there, playing mid-depth out there in the outfield, and was able to get it fairly easy. Here is Ryan Simets, the shortstop.
Once again, all-league, all-district type player. Ryan had 3 hits in last night's district semifinal win. Seems like he's seeing the ball and hitting it about as well as he has all season long right at the moment. That's a great time to kind of peak.
Pitch is a little bit outside or low. Swing and a miss. Just caught up with the fastball and fouled it back to the screen. 1 ball and 1 strike. Circleville's defense, the shortstop and second base, fairly deep, almost on the lip of the grass out there. First base and third base are back to, not expecting a bunt at all from Ryan Simons. Pitch is up high and away for ball 2. Outfield mid-depth and a little bit swung towards left for the right-handed hitting Simons. Off-speed pitch, nice one over the inside corner. Count goes square at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Swing and a miss, fooled him a little bit there. Didn't get a good cut at it and misses. A strikeout of Simons is the second out, and this will bring up center fielder Nolan Johnson. Simons says something to Nolan there, maybe, giving him a little scouting report after facing Foster. Remember, these two teams have not seen each other.
You're right. Nolan hit the ball twice last night.
And Nolan Johnson hits one deep to right field. Right fielder going back, and he drops the ball. Nolan's going to, no, he makes a big turn and puts on the brakes. I'm going to have to say, Dan, E9 on that.
About have to. Hit the ball hard like he did last night, but pretty much at the right fielder. He had to take a couple steps to his left, but it bounces off his glove, so we'll take it, though. We got a base runner and a good base runner, and Nolan Johnson up there.
It was a twisting line drive. Not much time for the right fielder to react, but it did go right off his glove. He was there to make the catch and could not do it. Gavin Jones, the first baseman, is up. Of course, he hit the memorable shot yesterday that got Jackson ahead, and they stayed ahead. A 3-run homer in the 4th inning that gave the Ironmen a 5-2 lead.
I don't know how many people I talked to today wanted to talk about that home run. It was a huge shot by Gavin, and it changed the whole complexion of last night's game.
Pitch to Jones is in there for a fastball in the strike zone. 1 ball and 1 strike. And there's a deep fly to center field, but the center fielder looks like he's got under it, and he does. Ironmen hit the ball in that inning for the most part, but have 2 flyouts and a strikeout in the inning for the Ironmen. No runs, no hits, 1 Circleville error, 1 runner left on base. At the end of the first inning of play, it's the Circleville Tigers 1, the Jackson Ironmen 0. You're listening and watching Jackson Ironmen Baseball on the Total Media Sports YouTube channel.
Buying a new home is now an easy process when you work with Howard Hanna Real Estate Services of Southern Ohio. Howard Hanna offers several one-stop shopping options that include mortgage, title, and insurance, along with some awesome buyer and seller exclusive programs such as a 100% money-back guarantee, the Buy Before You Sell program, and the Apartment Dwellers Trade-In program. Call Donna and the McNerlin Group at 740-577-9551 to find out what works for you. Go green and gold and call it sold.
Home. It's your sanctuary. It's pajamas at noon and cookies in the oven. It's fingerprints on the wall and heights measured in a doorway. It's the one place in the world that you know better than anyone else. Jackson County Banking Center wants to help you build that messy, wonderful, cherished place where you can live a life you love for years to come. That's our promise. Jackson County Banking Center, here for you now, here for your future. Visit vcnbfamily.bank for our construction special. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
All right, we go to the top half of the second inning. We'll see the bottom 3 in the batting order for Circleville. It'll be Hudson Phelan, Zach Bell, and Kaiser Cassidy. In that first inning, Circleville had 3 base hits. They took advantage of a leadoff walk. That man, Glavin Bigham, did come around to score, so that was important, the leadoff walk. But they did back it up with 3 hits to get him in. So here is Hudson Phelan up. He is the left fielder.
The top of the second inning, the left fielder, number 3, Hudson Phelan.
I Actually, 2 hits for Circleville.
Yes,
in that
I
first
am.
inning,
I am
Pete.
sorry.
Keep your stats up right there.
Three base runners and 2 hits. So I stand corrected.
How many times have we said, Pete, you get Tucker through the first or second inning and he just gets stronger? Let's see if that takes place again tonight.
Right here is Hudson Phelan. He takes strike 1. That pitch is low and inside, ball 2. The Wellston Lady Rockets continue to get off to a marvelous start in their regional semifinal game. After an inning and a half, they lead Tuscarawas Valley 7-0. Good fastball in there for strike 2 to Hudson Phelan, a right-handed hitter, wears number 3 on his back. He is the left fielder for Circleville. Tucker rocks and fires the 1-2 pitch. Didn't miss by much, but must have missed. Outside, ball 2. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
How about our total media technology crew, Pete Wilson? They're giving the audience 3 camera angles tonight.
Okay.
Bigger and better as the season goes on.
There's a line drive, but it hit a looping line drive, but hit right at Jensen Green, and he is retired for out number 1 is Phelan. And this will bring up Zach Bell, the right fielder.
The right fielder, number 0, Zach Bell.
Curveball in there for a strike, took something off of it, threw it right over the plate. Zach Bell wears number 0. He is the right fielder. Swing and a miss, fooled him again by changing speed, strike 2. Tucker back to work quickly. Here's the 0-2 pitch.
Oh, yes.
Strike 3. Looked like a fastball on the outside corner about letter high, and the umpire rings him up for out number 2.
Second strikeout in the contest for Tucker. Looking strong here in the first 2 batters of the second inning.
Here is Kaiser Cassidy, the number 9 hitter in the lineup. He plays third base for Circleville. Circleville 20-6 on the season, 9-3 in their division in the Mid-State League. That's the Buckeye division. They finished second behind Bloom Carroll. 2 of their 3 losses were to the Bloom Carroll Bulldogs. A lot of teams in that league out of Pickaway County and Fairfield County in the Lancaster area. That's in there, a strike to Cassidy. It count goes to 1 ball and 1 strike.
Circleville actually defeated Miami Trace, who's the number 2 seed in this Mastiff streak, by a score 2-1 earlier in the season.
Fooled him again with an off-speed pitch, strike 2 to Kaiser Cassidy. So Williams throwing strikes in this inning. Hopes to end it right here with Mr. Cassidy. 1-2 pitch. And there's a ground ball. Jensen Green is over in front of it. Comes up with it cleanly over to first. A 1-2-3 inning through Tucker Williams and the Ironmen. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on. In the middle of the second, it's still the Circleville Tigers 1, the Jackson Ironmen nothing. This is Jackson Ironmen Baseball on the Total Media Sports YouTube channel.
One of the best tickets in town will always be activities at our local schools. Athletic events, concerts, and plays. You can always count on an enjoyable time. Our children are the future. Let's give them all the encouragement that we can. Go to a game, hear a concert, see a play. Ohio Valley Bank. Community first. Member FDIC.
Our family works hard so we can serve your family. That's the motto at Ramey's Used Cars, which is located 7 miles west of MacArthur on US Route 50 next to Ramey's Homes. Ramey's has been providing quality pre-owned vehicles since 1970, and Ramey's also has a high-quality parts department. Give Ramey's Automotive a call today at 596-4694, and don't forget to check out John's weekly specials. Just look for the signs and the vehicles in the front of the lot.
We go to the bottom half of the second inning. Jackson trailing 1-0. They will send up Noah Ernst, Tucker Williams, and Bodie Wilford, hoping to do something about that small deficit. Ernst, of course, the catcher, has batted in the 5th position most of the year as far as the batting order goes. And Ernst swings on the first pitch and pops it up in the infield. Third baseman is under it and takes it. a mile high in the air, but didn't go very far. 1 pitch, 1 out for Jackson.
Pete, we were talking about the Brown family listening to us in Gatlinburg. How about this one? The Walburn family is listening to us from Disney Studios. They're on the Mickey and Minnie Runaway Express. If you're a Disney fan, you know exactly what I'm talking about. And they're listening to our Jackson Ironmen in a district final.
All right. Okay. Tucker Williams. That's the wonderful thing about if we're on the radio, on the app, or on the stream, and on the video stream, you can just, if you got a computer or an instrument, a phone even, you can see it from anywhere. It really widens your audience there, and we've taken advantage of it, as you can see, as people texting Dan. And there is a looping line drive to the right fielder, and he's got it.
Boy, we're hitting them right at him right now, Pete. We're hitting it good.
Right, Tucker went to the right side and wasn't hit hard, but a looping liner, but almost right at the right fielder Bell out there. So quickly 2 outs, and this will bring up Bodie Wooford, the left fielder. Pitch is high and away for ball 1. Pitch is inside and low, ball 2. So one of the first batters who has gotten ahead of Foster is Bodie Wooford, so he's going to look at a 2-0 pitch. That pitch looked like it was right down the middle, a fastball, strike 1.
Foster has looked pretty efficient so far early in this contest.
Both pitchers working quickly. The 2-1 pitch,
yes.
That curveball, it
got him on the elbow.
Must have nudged him there. It was inside. Wooford tried to back away, but it still hit him. So he will go down to first base. He becomes Jackson's second base runner. There are 2 outs, and this will bring up Easton McGraw, the third baseman.
How good was Easton last night? 2 singles and a walk in his 3 appearances.
Off-speed pitch, drops in there for strike 1. No balls and 1 strike. Fastball lets it go by and just misses. 1 ball and 1 strike. 2 really good catchers in this game, Dan. We knew about Noah Nernst, and we have heard about Austin Gray. Fastball called strike 2. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Ironmen batting in the second.
Summer ball and different travel ball. I know I was talking to Ryan Simets earlier today, and he just said this catcher's really good. So you got 2 of the very best in the area.
And McGraw fouls away the 1-2 fastball off to the right side and out of play.
Easton, an honorable mention all-district player for our Ironmen this year.
Here's your 1-2 pitch from Foster. Pitches over his head, ball 2. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Foster working a little bit slow, a little bit slower with a runner on. Wooford gets a lead over there at first base. He was hit by the pitch. And once again, McGraw spoils a fastball, hits it out of play to the right side. Making Foster work here early. Two-two pitch coming. Curveball called strike 3. So they ring him up on a curveball over the inside corner for Jackson. No runs, no hits, no errors. 1 runner left on base on the hit by pitch. After 2 innings of play, it's the Circleville Tigers 1, the Jackson Ironmen 0. You're listening and watching Jackson Ironmen Baseball on the Total Media Sports YouTube channel.
Home, it's your sanctuary. It's pajamas at noon and cookies in the oven. It's fingerprints on the wall and heights measured in a doorway. It's the one place in the world that you know better than anyone else. Vinton County National Bank wants to help you build that messy, wonderful, cherished place where you can live a life you love for years to come. That's our promise. VCNB, here for you now, here for your future. Visit vcnbfamily.bank for our construction special. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Osborne Equipment Service.
Is Ralph there?
You sure you've got the right number?
Is he there?
Well, what's he look like?
He's
He's got white hair and spots.
Is Ralph your dog?
He's a Dalmatian.
Why would he be here at Osborne Equipment Service?
You always say you have something for everyone.
We do, with service for trucks, trailers, buses, and RVs, and we're family owned and operated. Maybe you should look in your backyard for Ralph.
I'll just call his cell phone.
Your diesel specialist since 1979. Osborne Equipment Service in Jackson, Ohio. Call 800-937-3501.
We're back here at Bob Wren Field for the second night in a row, and boy, is tonight a whole bunch more comfortable than last night was, and the Jackson crowd that showed up for this district championship contest certainly is proof to that, Pete Wilson. Good crowd here for the Ironmen.
Absolutely.
We are starting the top of the third inning in a fast-moving game. Jackson finds themselves down by a score of 1-0. Top of the order back, Glavin Bingham fouls the first pitch back. First team all-district player for Circleville plays second base tonight. He walked in the first inning and scored the lone run in this contest. Tucker Williams sailed through that second inning. There's a nice curveball called for a strike, getting ahead of the count, 0-2. So important to get leadoff hitters off in these kind of contests. We're in a district championship game. So what do you got? You got two very good baseball teams here. There's a ground ball, hit slowly. Gavin Jones gets it, throws it over to Tucker Williams. Nice execution there as Tucker beats the runner to first base, makes the catch. Jones to Tucker, and it's the first out in this third inning.
Tucker very alertly got over there quickly to cover the bag. You know Bingham's going to run pretty well down there, and Glavin had to wait till the ball got to him. It wasn't hit very hard.
That's a senior and a sign of good coaching when the pitcher doesn't stand and watch, but he gets over there and helps get the out done. Trent Smith, another first-team all-district player at the plate. He is their shortstop, swings and misses the first pitch. 5 in a row gotten out by Tucker. Certainly nice to see no umbrellas up. They were up the whole game yesterday, Pete Wilson. And besides that, it was chilly.
Okay, and you know, even though it obviously a lot better today, we still haven't seen the sun.
Well, I don't know if the sun, it doesn't believe in May, I don't think, in Ohio.
Not this May.
There's a curveball called strike. 0-2 the count. Tucker successfully getting ahead of batters. And these top 5 are their top players. All top 5 have some type of all-district award. There's a pitch, just misses on the outside. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out. Top of the third inning. That ball is fouled down the right field line, out of play. When you come to Bob Wren Field, you see 2 grassy knolls. As you're as old as we are, Pete, you know what a term grassy knoll means back in the early 60s.
Right, absolutely. I was actually walked on the real grassy knoll not all that long
Did
ago
you really?
on a vacation trip. Yeah.
Okay.
We enjoy our history, even though that is not one of the best parts of U.S. history.
The thoughts up. There's a called strike, and second out here in the inning. Third strikeout for Tucker. Top 2 hitters in the lineup are out. Third hitter, Austin Gray, coming up. He hit a fielder's choice to get Bingham over to second base in that first inning. Go ahead, Pete.
Yeah, Tucker changing speeds very good, mixing up his pitches, the fastball and the off-speed pitch, and the arm motion good on the curveball. You don't know that's coming until it gets there.
Well, there's that curveball, but just hangs a little bit inside. 1 ball, no strikes, 2 outs.
Yeah, when the ball leaves his hand, he's not tipping that it's a slower pitch.
That curveball is a strike. Looked like it came and crossed over the inside part of the plate. Overcast, but a pretty night. Lights on here. There's a strike, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Tucker consistently ahead of the count here in the second and third inning. The 1-2. Ball hit up in the air right at the right fielder. Eli Ray camps under it, makes the catch, and another 1-2-3 for Tucker. So after 2.5 innings of play, it is Circleville 1, our Jackson Ironmen 0. We'll be right back in 1 minute.
Baby, Ramey's Homes is all shook up over our low rock bottom prices. One of America's most popular manufactured and modular homes. Ramey's Homes has the largest selection of quality built to manufactured homes in southern Ohio with the most flexible terms available. Don't be cruel. Hurry to Ramey's Mobile Homes, 7 miles west of MacArthur on Route 50 and 2 miles south of Chillicothe on US 23, baby. And we'll see you there, Teddy Bear.
Hurry down to Stillhouse Rock.
Bottom of the third inning, the Ironmen coming up. They have yet to score, yet to get a hit, but Eli Ray will lead it off for Jackson, and then it'll be back to the top of the order. Pete Wilson, I'm almost tempted to watch our monitor over here with the 3 cameras tonight. We've got great view for the watching audience.
Right.
Center field camera, one way up in the air for there behind home plate, and then one right here in front of us. Different angles.
It's something, I'll tell you.
There's a ball fouled down the third base line. Eli Ray was an active player in right field last night in the district semifinal win. Second pitch is a called strike, quickly 0-2.
Both pitchers know where the strike zone is.
There is a shot by Eli Ray. Is it in the gap? I think it is. It splits the outfielders. They do chase it down. Eli's going to coast into second base with a lead-off double, and we have been saying it. That young man is swinging a bat so much better as the season has progressed.
And he got a good cut at an 0-2 pitch. Wasn't defensive at all, and hit it where they ain't. Split those 2 outfielders out there. The way he runs, he got a stand-up double.
Great start here in the bottom of the third inning. Back to the top of the order. Jensen Green up. He flied out in his first at bat. Jensen getting the start at second base, sometimes right field, sometimes first base. He could be anywhere.
Well, let's see how Coach Josh McGraw wants to play this.
Right.
Will he be bunting Jensen Green to try to get Eli Ray over to third with just 1 out?
Foster, the pitcher, took a peek back at Eli. Looks like he's going to come to the plate now. And there is a bump by Jensen. It's a good one. Pitcher's forced to field it. He'll throw to first base. They do get the runner out at first base, but Eli moves over to third.
Good execution all the way around. Took a pretty good play there by the pitcher to get Jensen down there at first base.
Well, Jensen can scoot, so you better field it clean or he'll beat a bunt out. Ryan Simetz, the shortstop who had 3 hits in last night's game. His other at bat was a sacrifice fly. First pitch is a called strike. Eli Ray on third base. He is the tying run in this contest. Ironmen trying to tie things up here, down 1-0. Ryan watched that one a little bit outside, maybe a little bit low, but it's a ball. 1-1 the count, 1 out.
Circleville infield playing back. Would concede the run on a slowly hit ground ball.
That ball was fouled back, and as we had talked a lot or in length last night, how far back the backstop is. If a ball gets by the catcher, it's an easy 1 base and sometimes 2 base advancement. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Ryan Simetz at the plate. That pitch is high. 2 balls, 2 strikes. The 2-2. That ball is nubbed in. It's an infield. It's going to get a run in, and they do get Ryan out at first base barely. But the run scores. Fielder's choice, RBI for Ryan Simets, and the Ironmen have tied the score. Eli Ray leads off the inning with the double, hit hard to left center field. The Ironmen sacrifice him over and then get him in on the ground out.
Well, after the double, that's what you call scoring runs by small ball. A successful bunt.
There's a shot by Nolan Johnson. Oh, center fielder cannot get to it. Catches a deep air in center field, and Nolan will coast in with a double. Nolan hit the ball so well last night. He was due to hit one where an outfielder couldn't chase it down. He did just that.
2 gappers by the Ironmen in this inning to go along with the bunt and the ground out RBI.
Well, I had the honor last night of doing the play-by-play when Gavin Jones stepped up and hit the mammoth 3-run homer. Coach for Circleville is going to take a jog out there, bring the whole infield in, and talk things over. There is 1 out. Nolan Johnson there's 2 outs. Nolan Johnson on second base. Ironmen have tied the score up at 1-1.
Also, Dan, on that run, give Eli Ray credit for going on contact there. It was going to be a difficult play to get him. They weren't going to, and they were fortunate probably to get Simons at first base. Didn't mean to hit it that way. That was not a bunt by Simons, but it worked that way as basically almost as a safety squeeze.
2-time Frontier Athletic Conference Player of the Year, Gavin Jones pitched a wonderful game last night. Gave up 3 hits in the first inning and no more in the rest of the contest. Has an opportunity here. The pitch to Gavin is a called strike. And we've seen it. He likes to look at a pitch or two. See if he can pick one out and get a base hit. Could give the Ironmen the lead here in a district championship contest. There's a curveball, swing and a miss. Took a little bit off that one. Gavin seemed to be a little ahead of it. 0-2 the count, 2 outs. Nolan Johnson out on second base. The pitch to Gavin. That ball is hit hard, and I think it might be in the gap. Center fielder can't get to it. Goes almost to the base of the fence. Gavin's going to coast in with a double, and as Gavin Jones has done most of this year with a running and scoring position, he normally drives them in, and he does it again.
2-1 Ironmen, 3 doubles, all of them in the gap, Dan. They were all hit hard, but this time wasn't like some of what we saw yesterday before the Ironmen got going. No atom balls there, hitting them where they ain't.
Well, we've hit him to both sides of the center fielder, and he hasn't been able to chase him down, but we've hit the ball hard. Nola Ernst up, catcher, runner in scoring position. 2-1, Jackson has the lead for the first time in this contest. The pitch to Noah. It's a ball. Gavin Jones out on second base. He just drove in the game leading run right now. That gives the Ironmen a 2-1 lead. 1 ball, no strikes to Noah. Curve ball catches the inside part of the plate. 1-1.
Noah popped up to the third baseman, his first time at bat.
There is a shot. It's fielded by the shortstop. The long throw across is in the dirt. The first baseman digs it out, and the Ironmen are out of the inning. But not until they get 3 doubles, score 2 runs, they take the lead in tonight's district championship contest by a score of 2-1. We'll be right back with more Jackson Ironmen baseball right here on YouTube Total Media Sports.
Brian Moore Construction specializes in turnkey construction, room additions, kitchen and bathroom remodels, as well as residential and commercial roofing. They also do silicone and acrylic roof coverings. Brian Moore Construction delivers quality craftsmanship on time, on budget, and according to specifications. Choose Brian Moore Construction for your next build, remodel, or roofing project. Call today for a free estimate. 740-418-6140.
I'm Chad Niddle, your Jackson Edward Jones financial advisor. We're all about financial investments, but we also value the investments of time, patience, and encouragement our young athletes receive from their coaches, teachers, and mentors. That's why Chad Niddle and Edward Jones are a proud sponsor of Jackson Ironmen Baseball on WYPC. Give us a call at 740-286-4872 or visit edwardjones.com for all your investment needs.
Edward Jones, Member Securities Investor Protection Corp.
Talk about a tale of 3 innings. Pete Wilson in the first inning. Circleville hit Tucker Williams a little bit. They did get a couple singles and a walk, got a run in, took the lead. But since then, Tucker has been nearly unhittable, almost perfect out there. First 2 innings for Foster for Circleville. He looked unhittable, but that last inning, 3 mammoth doubles for the Ironmen to take the lead 2-1.
Tucker has put down 7 in a row, by the way. Couple strikeouts mixed up in there, and something, that we've said consistently, Jackson playing good defense behind their pitcher.
Defense has been so good all year long. David Northam, he had the single and the RBI, and that ball is hit up in the air. Ironmen are chasing after it. Do we have a play on it? Eli Ray chases it down. Makes a catch in short right field, just in foul territory. That gives Tucker 8 in a row in this contest.
The center fielder, number 10, Drew Thornsley.
Thornsley up. He had a single in the first. Was left on base. They left 2 runners on base in that first inning, but they did get the 1 run. That first pitch is a little bit low, ball 1. 3 innings in the book already. Pete Wilson, seems like we just got started.
All right, the game chugging right along.
There is a ground ball. Ryan Simets fields it cleanly. The throw over is a perfect strike to Gavin Jones, and there are 2 quick outs. We've seen quite a bit of baseball this year, Pete Wilson. No question, of all the teams I've seen, the best fielding infield is obviously this one of our Jackson Ironmen.
Pretty solid. I don't think we've had more than 4 errors in a game. Not that that's okay, but a lot of times, defense just breaks down and you just have a bad game all the way around. But this team is so solid defensively.
Every infielder has made a pretty
good infield and outfield.
They've made a pretty good play already in this contest. Second pitch to Foster, the pitcher, is a strike. Quickly 0-2 as Tucker doing a great job getting ahead of the count on these batters. That ball is grounded once again to Simets. Fields it, the throw across the diamond, and he gets him out. Gavin Jones tags him to make sure, so it's a quick 1-2-3 inning for Tucker Williams. So after 3.5 innings, it is a Jackson Ironmen 2, Circleville 1. Total Media Sports on YouTube, bringing you Jackson Ironmen Baseball. We'll be right back.
Buying a new home is now an easy process when you work with Howard Hanna Real Estate Services of Southern Ohio. Howard Hanna offers several one-stop shopping options that include mortgage, title, and insurance, along with some awesome buyer and seller exclusive programs such as a 100% money-back guarantee, the Buy Before You Sell program, and the Apartment Dwellers Trade-In program. Call Donna and the McNerlin Group at 740-577-9551 to find out what works for you. Go green and gold and call it sold.
Home. It's your sanctuary. It's pajamas at noon and cookies in the oven. It's fingerprints on the wall and heights measured in a doorway. It's the one place in the world that you know better than anyone else. Jackson County Banking Center wants to help you build that messy, wonderful, cherished place where you can live a life you love for years to come. That's our promise. Jackson County Banking Center, here for you now, here for your future. Visit vcnbfamily.bank for our construction special. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Bottom of the 4th inning, the Ironmen coming back up. They hit Chase Foster very well in the third inning. Couldn't touch him in the first two hardly, but boy, 3 doubles. Got the Ironmen the lead, 2-1. Coming up for Jackson will be Tucker Williams, the pitcher who has been nothing but superb the last 3 innings. 10 in a row he is taken down.
Foster has struck out 2, walked nobody. He did hit a batter. He's throwing strikes just like Tucker is.
Tucker flied out in the first time up in the second inning. There's a pitch. He takes a look at it. It's going to be a half swing strike. Foster changes speeds nice. That pitch is inside. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Score from the softball game, Wellston 9, Tuscarawas Valley nothing in the bottom of the 4th inning.
That pitch is outside. 2 balls, 1 strike to Tucker. Always has a good eye up there at the plate. There's a swing, a foul back. 2-2.
Pitcher versus pitcher here.
Bodie Wooford on deck. Easton McGraw will follow. Tension when you're in a district championship baseball game. Bottom of the 4th inning. There's a hard hit ball to the third baseman. Tucker chugging down, the throw in the dirt. Oh, they just get him. They had to wait to make sure the first baseman secured it.
That's the second time he's been able to do the ice cream scoop, on the short hop.
Yep,
be able to come up with the ball. Good play over there by the first baseman. Let's drop his name. That is David Northam over there. He saved his infielders twice, but that's what he's supposed to do, but he's done it.
Yeah. Bodie Wooford up the plate. Bodie hit by a pitch his first time up, kind of grazed him on the left elbow as he tried to get out of the road of that one. First pitch is a strike. Second pitch is a ball. 1-1 the count, 1 out. Nobody on for the Ironmen here. Bottom of the 4th inning. They hold the 2-1 lead. Swing and a miss by Bodie. 1 ball, 2 strikes. There's a curveball that catches the inside part of the plate. It is going to be a called 3rd strike. 2 quick outs for Foster. He's kind of regrouped after getting hit hard the last inning. 3 doubles in the 3rd inning for the Ironmen resulted in 2 runs scored. Easton McGraw coming up to the plate, but he's going to take the walk down and talk to his head coach / dad, third base coach, Coach Josh McGraw.
The third baseman, number 22, Easton McGraw.
Third baseman in on the grass at third. We'll see if he was maybe talking to Easton about a potential bunt to get a runner on, but there's a ball hit up in the air. The third baseman the center fielder has a play on it. He does. So it's a quick 3 outs for the Jackson Ironmen. But after 4 innings of play, it is Jackson 2, Circleville 1. Total Media, YouTube Sports. We'll be right back.
Buying a new home is now an easy process when you work with Howard Hanna Real Estate Services of Southern Ohio. Howard Hanna offers several one-stop shopping options that include mortgage, title, and insurance, along with some awesome buyer and seller exclusive programs such as a 100% money-back guarantee, the Buy Before You Sell program, and the Apartment Dwellers Trade-In program. Call Donna and the McNerlin Group at 740-577-9551 to find out what works for you. Go green and gold and call it sold.
I'm Chad Niddle, your Jackson Edward Jones financial advisor. We're all about financial investments, but we also value the investments of time, patience, and encouragement our young athletes receive from their coaches, teachers, and mentors. That's why Chad Niddle and Edward Jones are a proud sponsor of Jackson Ironmen Baseball on WYPC. Give us a call at 740-286-4872 or visit edwardjones.com for all your investment needs.
Edward Jones, Member Securities Investor Protection Corp.
We go to the top half of the 5th inning in this quickly moving game. The Ironmen holding a 2-1 lead. After Circleville scored in the first inning, Jackson came back with 2 in the 3rd. We're now in the 5th. It will be the bottom 3 in the Circleville batting order. Hudson Phelan, Zach Bell, and Kaiser Cassidy. Tucker Williams has set down 10 in a row, but only 2 by strikeouts, so the defense has risen to the occasion.
Well, one of the strengths of a team that's 25-1. They field the ball outstanding.
And they've hit them on the ground, and they've hit them in the air to the outfield, both. And the first pitch to Phelan, who, by the way, had a looping line drive caught by Jensen Green, fouls away the first pitch for strike 1. Both these pitchers working quickly and, for the most part, throwing strikes. Pitch didn't miss by much. Ball 1, 1 ball and 1 strike.
Looked good from up here in the crow's nest, but
Tucker's been able to get over the curveball.
Boy, he's been right around the plate the whole time.
And that pitch is a looping, draws just on the other side of the fence. Eli Ray gave it a good run, but he had no chance, and it was out of play on top of that. 1 ball and 2 strikes.
During these 10 straight outs, it just seems like Tucker's ahead in the count in every one of them.
All business out there on the mound. The 1-2 pitch. Almost swung, but did not. Stayed low and inside. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Hudson Phelan. Circleville scored 1 run, had 2 hits in the first inning, have not done much since. And there is a line drive, just a hard hit ground ball just by Jensen Green and into the outfield. So a good start to the 5th inning as Hudson Phelan hits a ground ball single between the second baseman and first baseman for their 3rd hit and their first since the first inning.
Tucker had the ball nicely on the outside part of the plate. You got to give Phelan credit as he just stuck his bat out there and it found that gap between first baseman and second baseman into right field.
Zach Bell struck out the first time. Let's see if Coach Bigham has anything going here, trying to get that tying run, potential tying run over to second base.
Jackson thinks he's going to bunt. He shows bunt. There's a throw down to first.
Just safe. The ball bounced. Good play by Jensen Green to keep it in front of him. Close play down there. Gavin Jones was charging. Well, he was halfway to the plate, and the Ironman guessed right. It looked like he wanted the bunt. He drew the bat back and was called ball 1. And he squares to bunt and doesn't, and it's called strike 1. 1 ball and 1 strike. That time, Gavin stayed home, but Easton McGraw at third was charging.
You know, that's distracting if you're bunting when that first baseman's running at you at full speed. That's what Gavin was doing.
1-1 pitch.
Ooh, good pitch.
Showed no signs of bunting there and took called strike 2, so I think the infielders will play it straight now with a 1-2 count. One-two pitch from Tucker. Curveball, little nubber. It's going to go foul.
Good decision by both Tucker and Noah to let that one bounce about a 3rd time, and that made it a foul ball.
Yeah, it would have been a tough play. The pitcher or the catcher would have had to whirl and throw.
Certainly would have got the runner to second, and might have got in on the runner to first.
The batter would have been to second, or the runner would have been to second for sure there. He was running. Count to the batter is 1 ball and 2 strikes. Swing and a miss. He swung at 1 outside and high, and it cost him another strikeout for Tucker Williams. I believe that's his 4th.
It is, and that was a big strikeout right there.
Right. That was, with nobody out, you can maybe spend an out to get that runner over to second. I'm not sure they'll do that now.
They might still do it. I mean, runs are going to be so precious in this contest.
It is the number 9 hitter, so let's see. Kaiser Cassidy, he did ground out the first time, so he did get the bat on the ball, and the first pitch is low and away, ball 1. Hudson Phelan down there at first base showed no signs of trying to run on the Ironmen. But that is an option, of course. Strike with the fastball. 1 ball and 1 strike.
Control has not been an issue with Tucker tonight. He has been around the plate and seems to be able to throw a strike when he needs to.
1-1 pitch, low and inside. Ernst spares it. Well, we've played about 52 minutes, Dan, and we're in the top of the 5th. A fast-moving game.
Really fast.
And there's been some hits now, but the game has been moving fast. That's because the pitchers are throwing strikes and they're making the outs. The fielders are. Swing and a miss, had a big cut and didn't get it. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Well, they were not thinking sacrifice with 1 out.
Williams from the stretch. Here's the 2-2 pitch. And there's a ground ball at Jensen
That has a
Green.
chance.
Over to Simons, back to first. Not in time.
Ryan had to jump kind of over the runner, sliding into second base, or I think they could have turned the double play, actually.
Right, it was hit hard at Green. He did a good pivot, got it to Simons. Simons had to double clutch just a little bit there with the runner coming at him, and the bang-bang play at first. Give Cassidy credit for running that out, so he does keep the inning alive, even though the lead runner is erased on the 4-6.
Nice job there by second baseman Jensen Green to field it and get it over to Ryan quickly to get that lead runner. Pete, I think I would have bunted again just to try to get a runner at second base, and you got your leadoff hitter who's an all-district first-teamer up at the plate, but we'll take it.
Here's the pitch to Glavin Bigham, and it's down low and inside for ball 1. He walked the first time and did come around to score, backed up by a couple hits. He grounded out weakly to the first baseman his second time on an excuse-me swing. And there is a deep fly to left field, but looks like Bodie Wolford is camped under it, and he's got it. Bigham hit it a long way the other way, but Bodie was there for the putout. So in the inning, no runs, 1 hit, no Jackson errors, 1 runner left on base. We've come 4.5 innings, and it's the Jackson Ironmen 2, the Circleville Tigers 1. This is Jackson Ironmen Baseball on the Total Media Sports YouTube channel.
Home, it's your sanctuary. It's pajamas at noon and cookies in the oven. It's fingerprints on the wall and heights measured in a doorway. It's the one place in the world that you know better than anyone else. Vinton County National Bank wants to help you build that messy, wonderful, cherished place where you can live a life you love for years to come. That's our promise. VCNB, here for you now, here for your future. Visit VCNBfamily.bank for our construction special. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Our family works hard so we can serve your family. That's the motto at Ramey's Used Cars, which is located 7 miles west of MacArthur on US Route 50 next to Ramey's Homes. Ramey's has been providing quality pre-owned vehicles since 1970, and Ramey's also has a high-quality parts department. Give Ramey's Automotive a call today at 596-4694, and don't forget to check out John's weekly specials. Just look for the signs and the vehicles in the front of the lot.
Okay, we go to the bottom half of 5th inning. Jackson leading 2-1. They're all big, Dan, but I think this is a big half inning. This is exactly where Jackson did some business against Chase Foster. Started with Eli Ray. Circleville certainly doesn't want to let Jackson get any more ahead than what they are with the way the Jackson defense and Tucker Williams is pitching. So let's see what happens here.
Eli led off the 3rd inning with a shot to left center field that resulted in a double. He scored a run, kind of got the Ironmen off and running there with that 3 doubles in that inning.
That pitch is a little tight, 1 ball and 1 strike. Eli Ray got that double to left center field on an 0-2 pitch. And that pitch is up in the air. I believe there's going to be a play maybe for the catcher. The catcher is under it and got it. So a pop-up foul out to the catcher gets Eli Ray out. That's a big first out for the Round Towners. And we go back to the top of the order, and Jensen Green flied out to center and put down a beautiful sacrifice bunt that moved the runner along there, and Eli Ray did end up coming around to score.
Jensen wasn't far from beating out that sacrifice bunt, but it got the job done. After the sacrifice, doubles by Nolan Johnson and Gavin Jones gave the Ironmen the lead.
Oh, the pitch, Green thought it was inside, but it's called strike 1. He had him bailing out a little bit. Swing and a miss, strike 2. So Chase Foster bouncing back after his 1 bad inning, the 3rd.
I was going to say, Foster's been spectacular except for 1 inning.
He's retired 5 in a row. That pitch is a waste pitch up high, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Didn't miss by much, but it missed. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Back our way, just over the press box here.
I was going to catch it, Pete, but it went over our head.
Yes, I didn't reach for it. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Jensen Green. 1 out, bottom of the 5th, Ironmen lead 2-1. And there's a fly ball to deep center field, but it looks like the center fielder is right there, and that is the 2nd out. Mid-depth center field, but center fielder out there. Hornsley hardly had to move. So 2 up and 2 down here in the 5th, and there's Ryan Simons. Struck out and hit a little grounder inside the first base line that drove in Jackson's first run. So he was retired, but he got an RBI for it. Pitch a little bit low, ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes. Simon starts to go. Did they say?
No.
First base umpire says he did not go. 3 balls and no strikes. So Simon's, no, well, they put a strike up.
I think he fooled the scoreboard.
Okay.
Yep.
That pitch is called strike 1, so it's 3 balls and 1 strike.
Now that the scoreboard can be corrected. 3-1. Ryan will get a good look at this.
Swing and a miss, strike 2. Good cut there, but did not catch up to it. Scoreboard says 2-2, but I believe it is 3-2.
They got it corrected.
There we go. Foster bouncing back after the count was 3-0. Here's the pitch. There's a ground ball into the hole at short. Shortstop's got it. Long throw, got it. That's like what Ryan Simons would do.
Looked just like Ryan Simons, didn't he?
He's on the other end of it. Smith makes the good play in the hole. So the Ironmen go down 1-2-3 again. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on. At the end of 5, it's the Jackson Ironmen 2, the Circleville Tigers 1. This is Jackson Ironmen Baseball on the Total Media Sports YouTube channel.
Baby, Ramey's Homes is all shook up over our low rock bottom presses. One of America's most popular manufactured and modular homes. Ramey's Homes has the largest selection of quality built to manufactured homes in southern Ohio with the most flexible terms available. Don't be cruel, hurry to Ramey's Mobile Homes, 7 miles west of MacArthur on Route 50 and 2 miles south of Chillicothe on US 23, baby. And we'll see you there, teddy bear.
Hurry down to Stifles Rock.
Search project through the Jackson County Health Department is a program designed to decrease the negative impacts of COVID-19 and other public health issues and promote healthy behaviors through the deployment of community health work. The project is funded by CDC and serves 11 counties in southeastern Ohio. For more information, contact the Jackson County Health Department at 740-935-6322.
We go to the top half of the 6th inning. Jackson clinging to a 2-1 lead. Circleville 1 run in the first. Jackson one up them in the 3rd with 2 runs. Zeros on the board since then. 1 run, 3 hits, 1 error for Circleville. 2 runs, 3 hits, no errors for Jackson. These 2 pitchers, Dan, these 2 starting pitchers doing a great job against 2 very potent lineups.
Oh, what a baseball game. Fast moving, good fielding. Pitchers have been, for the most part, in control. And, boy, now it is crunch time as we're 6 outs away.
And Smith, who has struck out twice, comes up. It's the 2-3-4 hitter, so this is Circleville's chance, I think, here in the 6th inning with some of their better hitters coming up, knowing that they only have the 7th behind them, and that is a deep fly to right field. Center fielder's going over, and Nolan, did he catch? No, he did not catch it. Into second is Smith with a double. Nolan Johnson laid out. I think he might have got just the glove on the ball, or maybe the ball touched his glove after it hit the ground. But Johnson almost caught up to that ball, but the end result is a leadoff double for Trent Smith.
Nobody covers much more ground than Nolan Johnson in center field, and he was on a dead run and a dive and just couldn't quite get to it.
Austin Gray grounded out to third and flied out to right, and he hits a fly ball. Center fielder Johnson is coming in. Not hit that deep. The runner is not going to advance. That's important.
Quick
so,
one pitch out there. We're right. That one Nolan was easily got to. And
right, and the second base, or the runner at second right in front of him, he was not going to try to run on Nolan Johnson. Here's David Northam. He has singled and fouled out to right field on a nice running catch by Eli Ray.
He has the only RBI of the game for Circleville. Big out here, and once again, he got that single and an RBI, Pete, with first base open. Wouldn't give him too much. He's the cleanup hitter on this team.
Right.
First base is open, but there's still only one out.
But it's hard to put the go-ahead run on base, too.
Yes, it is.
I don't think they'll do that. Maybe they'll try to be careful with Mr. Northam. And there's a ground ball into left field. The left fielder's Wolford gets it up, gathers it up quickly, and so the runner at third stays there, does not think about trying to score, but Northam has another single, and now Circleville's got runners on the corners with one out.
Tying run on third base, the go-ahead run over at first base.
Drew Thornsley has singled and also grounded out to shortstop, 1-2.
2-1 the Ironmen lead, but Circleville threatening here in the top of the sixth inning.
Ironman defense is back, hoping for a double play ball as there is one out. If that ball is hit on the ground, good fastball in there for strike one to Thornsley. And now time is called, and the third base coach, who is also the head coach for Circleville, comes and looks like they're going to put a pinch runner in. That's what's going on.
Kalen Johnson will pinch run for David Northam, who has 2 hits in this contest, 1 RBI, but he's a bigger body, so I think they put a little more speed on the base path.
I think that's a reasonable assumption.
This is interesting. Now Coach McGraw is going to walk to the mound and at least talk things over, probably with his whole infield.
Right. Probably one of the things they're going to talk about is what to do if the runner on first runs.
You know, one of Coach McGraw's favorite plays is where the runner on first runs and then stops if there's a throw down, and then hopefully the third base man on third base can steal away the run. I'm sure they're going over all scenarios out there.
Okay, the conference has broken up there at the pitching mound with McGraw and the entire infield, and of course the catcher and the pitcher. Also a conference there between the base runners and the head coach and the first base coach. Everybody talking there for a minute or two. Let's see how Circleville plays it. Let's see how the Ironmen play it. The count to Thornsley is no balls and 1 strike. All that took place after the first strike to Thornsley. And Williams fakes towards third, doesn't throw, looks back towards first, but the runner there isn't far off at all, and there's no throw. Swing and a miss. They should have 2 strikes up on the board.
Boy, they really had Thornsley way out ahead of that one.
Oh, 2 pitch to Thornsley. There's a fly ball into right field. Who's going back? It falls in front of Eli Ray and in back of Jensen Green, and we have a tie game.
That one just had a seeing eye single there, Pete Wilson. Just falls right in between both runners. Second baseman and right fielder charging after it, but they just couldn't get to it, and that ties the score at 2-2.
2-2. Here's Chase Foster, flied to center and grounded out. Just you couldn't place it any better between the second baseman and the right fielder. Jensen Green covered a lot of ground trying to get back there, and Eli Ray was coming in, and it just fell just between them. They were both within several feet of it, maybe less. So now the Circleville has got the potential go-ahead run out there at second base with one out. And there's a ground ball into left field. Bodie Wolford's got it. Everybody has got station to station running there. Wolford was not deep, and so no advance from third base by the pinch runner.
I wish they would have tried, but I don't think
Johnson.
you wanted to challenge the left fielder's arm. Pretty good quarterback in the fall and an awful good thrower of the baseball.
Well, Circleville has loaded the bases now with 3 straight hits. And here's Hudson Phelan, who has been retired twice, although he's put the bat on the ball. Popped up to the second baseman and grounded out to the second baseman, or reached on a fielder's choice, rather.
4 hits in the
No,
inning.
I'm sorry, he had a hit one time. That pitch is down low, ball 1. Of course, no place to put Hudson Phelan. Not that control's been a problem for Tucker, but can't start now.
Still only 1 out.
1 out, and now a tie game here in the 6th, 2-2. Just missed, ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes.
Jackson crowd had been the louder of the 2 crowds, but boy, the Circleville fans now are involved in this one.
Infield is back. Low, ball 3.
Now Coach McGraw signals the infield in. They're going to scoot in toward the turf, I would say grass, but the turf here.
Called strike 1 on an off-speed pitch. 3 balls and 1 strike. Phelan is 1 for 2.
Well,
batting with the bases loaded. Circleville has plated 1 run, threatening to do more business. 3-1 pitch coming. And that is just by Green at second base. Everybody's going to advance 1 base, and Circleville takes the lead. And I tell you what, Green was pulled in there, and it was just hit by him there to the right side. And Circleville takes the lead 3-2 as the pinch runner scores. Everybody advances 1 base, and the inning continues. The Tigers now lead 3-2.
And we are going to make a pitching change as Coach McGraw out for the 2nd time this inning, and he will bring in left fielder Bodie Wolford to take the mound. Tough spot for Bodie to come in as the base is still loaded with just 1 out. Coach McGraw talking things over with his left fielder / now pitcher.
Now pitching for Jackson, number 1, Bodie Wolford.
I'm guessing that Tucker will go to second base and probably Jensen will maybe go to left. But let's see.
I would have to think that's been the trend, but Tucker ran straight into the dugout. Now he's coming back out. He's headed to second base as you predicted. Jensen, the true Swiss Army knife for this team, will, I think, head back out to left field. He can play all of them. Tucker was just cruising along, Pete Wilson, and boy, did the hitting shoes get put on by this Circleville team in this inning. They have a total of 5 hits in this inning. 2 runs already scored, 1 out, bases full. See the throw the ball out to Gavin Jones. He'll give Tucker a couple warm-up grounders over there towards second base.
Well, Circleville.
Jensen has moved out to left field, so the Ironmen defense is intact.
Not a do-or-die situation for Circleville, but getting pretty important there in the 6th inning with their better hitters coming up, and they have come through. Let's just hope that Bodie Wolford can douse the fire and keep it a 1-run game. Bodie has been very good when he's been in there, whether it's as a starter or in relief.
My, how things change. We were talking a moment ago that the Ironmen were 6 outs away with a 2-1 lead. Now we're the ones that are just 6 outs. Circleville 6 outs away, and they're trying to add more to that.
Well, Zach Bell has been a strikeout victim twice. It would be nice if he was a strikeout victim 3 times. First pitch to Bodie Wolford is a fastball in there for strike 1.
No question. Bodie can bring the heat.
Swing and a miss. Couldn't catch up with that one. Ironman defense still playing up. They do not want to give up another run. 0-2 pitch coming. Just got a piece of it, fouled it back to the screen.
3 fastballs in a row.
Bodie, stretch, and the pitch. Swing and a miss, got him with a curveball. Big out for Mr. Bodie Wolford there. Kaiser Cassidy, the number 9 hitter, will come up. He has put the bat on the ball. He has grounded out to second and reached on a fielder's choice. So Ironmen now, the infield defense, back at their regular depth in the outfield, pretty much playing straight away. In there, strike one from Bodie Wolford.
Bodie has stayed straight with fastballs, and he's thrown them over the plate. There's the curve.
A little bit low. Ernst blocks it. Bases are loaded, still loaded. Circleville has scored twice after their bats had been stilled since that first inning. They come alive here in the 6th with the game on the line. Swing and a miss, strike 2.
This is just Bodie challenging the batters. Coming out of left field with a live arm in relief.
A little bit high with another fastball. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Called strike 3. Bodie, 2 big strikeouts to get Jackson out of the fire. Circleville does take the lead, though. 2 runs on 5 base hits, 2 runs, 5 base hits, no Jackson errors, and the runners, and there were 3 runners left on base. In the middle of the 6th, it's now the Circleville Tigers 3, the Jackson Ironmen 2. This is Jackson Ironmen Baseball on the Total Media Sports YouTube channel. All right, bottom half of the 6th inning. Reverse roles. Instead of being up by 1, Jackson down by 1. They bat in the 6th inning in that situation, down 1. They will have the 3, 4, 5 hitters coming up. Nolan Johnson, Gavin Jones, and Noah Ernst going against Chase Foster out there, who got back on his game after giving up those 2 runs in the 4th inning.
Nolan Johnson has hit the ball well both days here at Bob Wren Stadium. We had a double and has a shot. Oh!
Good play by the shortstop. He went to his knees and got that line drive. If he doesn't, that's a single for Nolan Johnson. As it is, it's just a hard out, not a tough luck out.
Nolan's hitting the ball hard every time. Problem is, over the 2 games, that's like 3 times he's hit a shot right at a defender.
Called strike 1 to Gavin Jones. He has flied out to center and had a RBI double. Called strike 2.
Gavin had 4 RBIs last night. Most of them on a 3-run mammoth shot to left field.
Inside and low, ball 1, 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Ironmen now down to 5 outs, Pete. Love to see us get something going this inning.
Yes, this inning, please. Swing and a miss, kind of fooled Gavin, had him in a 1-2 hole and got him to swing and miss. So 2 up and 2 down. 2 big outs there for Chase Foster against 2 good Jackson hitters. Noah Ernst has popped up to the third baseman and grounded out hard to the shortstop, 0 for 2. In there for a strike. And there's a just foul down there. The third baseman was kind of guarding the line, but
he was.
But it would have been by him if it would have just hit the chalk just a little bit to the right.
He's not only guarding the line, he's about 1 step away from it. He does not want to give up an extra base hit.
That bounces in there for ball 1. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Noah Ernst.
Defense kind of shifted around toward left field against Noah in the infield and the outfield.
High and away, ball 2. 2 balls and 2 strikes to the Ironmen's catcher. Swing and a miss, but it gets by the catcher, and Noah Ernst is going to reach, even though it was a strikeout. No out recorded, got by the catcher. As we said, a lot of territory behind home plate, and there was no throw.
And we're going to have a pinch runner coming in for Jackson. It will be once again Braden Manring. Coach McGraw has tremendous faith in this freshman as a pinch runner. He did the same thing last night. He'll give Noah a breather.
Tucker Williams has flied out to right and grounded out the third, 0 for 2.
Now batting, the second baseman, number 2, Tucker Williams.
And a pitch is inside, and Tucker gets around on it and hits it over there towards the Jackson dugout for strike 1.
Third baseman was in on the turf. Now he steps back a little behind third base, but still kind of guarding that left field line.
Manring getting a good lead over there at first base. Snap throw over there, but Manring sees it coming and gets back.
Manring, one of those promising freshmen this season.
Called strike 2 to Tucker Williams, and Chase Foster pitching very well and pitching ahead of the Jackson hitters, putting them at a disadvantage, having to swing with 2 strikes. 0-2 pitch, way high, ball 1. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Swing and a miss, fooled him there with a changeup. In the inning for the Ironmen, no runs, no hits, no errors, 1 runner left on base. At the end of 6 innings of play, it's the Circleville Tigers 3, the Jackson Ironmen 2. This is Jackson Ironmen Baseball on the Total Media Sports YouTube channel.
Brian Moore Construction specializes in turnkey construction, room additions, kitchen and bathroom remodels, as well as residential and commercial roofing. They also do silicone and acrylic roof coverings. Brian Moore Construction delivers quality craftsmanship on time, on budget, and according to specifications. Choose Brian Moore Construction for your next build, remodel, or roofing project. Call today for a free estimate. 740-418-6140.
I'm Chad Niddle, your Jackson Edward Jones financial advisor. We're all about financial investments, but we also value the investments of time, patience, and encouragement our young athletes receive from their coaches, teachers, and mentors. That's why Chad Niddle and Edward Jones are a proud sponsor of Jackson Ironmen Baseball on WYPC. Give us a call at 740-286-4872 or visit edwardjones.com for all your investment needs.
Edward Jones, Member Securities Investor Protection Corp.
Well, our 25-1 Jackson Ironmen historic baseball team finds himself in a bit of a tough spot over here in a district championship game. Down 3-2 heading into the 7th inning. Bodie Wooford, the hero last inning, as he came in with the bases loaded and only one out. Strikes out back-to-back batters to get the Ironmen out of a heck of a jam, but they still find themselves down by one. Ironmen need to get Circleville out, and then some excitement in the bottom of the 7th, but this is what you expect in a district championship type contest. First batter up is back to the top of the order. That is Glavin Bigham, second baseman, as we mentioned, first team all-district, but we've got him out 0 for 2 in this contest, but he walked in the first inning and he scored one of the 3 runs for Circleville. Quick 0-2 count for Bodie on the leadoff hitter. Righty versus lefty. Bodie coming at him, and there's a foul ball down the third base line. It is foul. Stays foul. Count still stays at 0-2. Spectacular venue here at Ohio University. Look out on this beautiful field, and we're looking right at the Convocation Center, right behind the right field foul line. The 0-2 to Bingham is flied and well out of play down the left field line, a foul ball. Bingham is the head coach Brian Bingham's son. Count stays at 0-2. And that ball is just fouled back. Bingham just trying to keep it in play. Foul tips it back to the back screen. The pitch to Bingham is fouled down the first baseline. Hits the dugout screen in front of the players.
Bigham trying to hang in there against Wooford's mostly fastball pitches.
The 0-2. That one's high and outside. 1 ball, 2 strikes. The 1-2 is a ball hit hard to right field. Eli Ray chases. It's off the fence. Bounces back toward the infield. Bingham rounds second. He will coast into third base with a leadoff triple. And boy, did he hit that shot, Pete Wilson, as it hit the fence in the air.
Right, and he has every right to be excited as he is. And I tell you what, he showed some wheels too. He saw that the ball bounced off the fence away from the right fielder Eli Ray, who gave it a good go because the ball was hit so deep. And Bigham was at second base by the time Eli Ray touched the ball, and he slid into third but didn't need to.
Well, we know our right fielder Eli Ray has great wheels, but he couldn't get to that one as it's hit off the fence. Now a runner on third. Nobody out. Second hitter Trent Smith, shortstop, has fielded the position beautifully, hit a double in that 2-run 6th inning. Obviously scored a run in that one. It's 1 ball, 1 strike to Trent Smith, first team all-district shortstop for this Circleville team. Righty versus righty. That ball is fouled back. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Bodie gets ahead of him in the count. Boy, each out here is precious. See if we can keep Circleville's leadoff triple on third base.
As you would expect, the infield is in, not wanting to give up another run.
There was a curveball, swing and a miss, and a great job there as Bodie strikes out an outstanding second hitter for Circleville.
Gutsy call there, whether it was the Mernster, that's what Bodie wanted to throw. Throwing his curveball in this situation with a 1-2 count and a runner at third base.
Second team All-District catcher Austin Gray. He's 0 for 3, but does have a fielder's choice in the first to get the runner to second. Then a fly out and a fly out. There's a ball fouled back. Poor Bodie's had to pitch with a runner on third base since he's come in, but he has responded with 3 strikeouts now, facing 4 batters.
These next 2 Circleville hitters, though, Dan, have not struck out in any of their at-bats.
That's a curveball, hangs high. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Runner on third. 3-2, Circleville with the lead. District Championship baseball here. Athens, Ohio. Bob Renfield, the pitch. That one's just a little bit high. 2 balls, 1 strike. The 2-1 to Gray, and that one is high. All of a sudden, it's a 3-1 count. Obviously, first and second base open. 1 out. The 3-1. That ball is hit deep to center field. Nolan Johnson running, cannot get to it. It hits off the wall. He will coast into second. He's going to go for 3. There's a relay from Simetz over the head of Easton McGraw. Bounces off the dugout. We have it there, but another triple for Austin Gray. Gets the RBI, and now Circleville has a 4-2 lead. Still only 1 out. Runner on third, and Coach McGraw will take the walk out. And he's going to pull the whole infield in to discuss the situation here.
So 2 triples here in the third inning, and Dan, they were legit. You got to say that.
Well, you got to say it, and Pete, that tells you how spacious. So we've talked about this field, 380 in both right center and left center field, 405 in center field, and those hits have been in the 380 to 390 part of the park.
Right, and you know, a couple of those, Dan, may have been out on some other baseball fields we played in.
I think you're absolutely right there, Pete Wilson. And 2 of the fastest outfielders you find anywhere, Eli Ray and Nolan Johnson, gave him great pursuit to those, just couldn't quite get him. Boy, this is a threat here. David Northam, he's 2 out of 3 in the contest, has driven in a run and scored a run. He did fly out in between those 2 singles. Runner on third. There's a swing and a miss. Strike 1.
Started him out with a curveball and fooled him.
4-2. Ironmen find themselves down, trying to keep the runner on third from scoring. Keep it close. Curveball, and they don't even look down to first base. Northam held up on his swing. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out, 1 on. The problem is he's on third. Righty versus righty. That pitch is high. 2 balls, 1 strike. 10 hits in the contest now for Circleville. Only 3 for the Ironmen. They all did happen in the third inning. There's a pitch. It's a called strike. 2-2 the count. The 2-2 pitch to Northam. Nice job by Noah Ernst to keep that ball. Was low and in the dirt. Kept it in front of him. Full count. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Runner on third. Cleanup hitter David Northam up there at the plate. Bodie Wooford coming at him, and there's a ground ball to Simetz. He's able to field it cleanly, throw it over to first. We get the out, and because the infield was in, we saved a run there. Nice fielding play by shortstop Ryan Simetz.
You notice he looked the runner back just to be sure, and he had still plenty of time to make the put out over at first base.
That's the whole reason you see the infield come in, was that play right there. Now we can go back in normal infield position. Still a runner on third, but 2 outs. Drew Thornsley hits the ball up in the air, but it is going to be out of play. Foul ball. Thornsley has 2 singles in this game, and they were sandwiched around a ground out in the 4th inning. Curveball hangs high and outside. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs. Runner still standing there. That's Austin Gray, the catcher. He is on third base after 2 triples in this inning have given Circleville the 4-2 lead. That pitch had to be close, but it's a ball. 2 balls, 1 strike. That pitch is grounded off the glove of Bodie Wooford and into center field. It grazed Bodie's glove, and that put it behind a charging Ryan Simetz. He couldn't get his glove on it, so it's an infield, well, it's basically a single that drives in a run. And that is 2 runs in this inning and gives Circleville the 5-2 lead. Still, there's 2 outs, but a runner on first base. And Chase Foster, the pitcher, who has been nothing short of outstanding in this contest, is up at the plate. He has a single, a ground out, and a fly out. That was bad luck there, Pete.
Yeah, Bodie had a chance at, but it was hit hard.
It was, and if he doesn't graze his glove, I think then Ryan Simetz gets the out.
Right, and careened just a little bit away from Simetz there, or he would have had an excellent chance to throw him out.
Chase Foster at the plate. That ball gets away from Noah, but he keeps it in front of him. Runner will not advance. One ball, 1 strike, 2 outs. 5-2 Circleville lead. They have a runner on first base. There's a swing and a miss. Noah threatens to throw down toward first, but decides to throw it back to Bodie Wooford instead. 1 ball, 2 strikes. That one's a little bit high and inside. 2-2 the count. That ball is hit up in the air. The Ironmen should have a play on it. It looks like Tucker Williams will get underneath it, catches the pop-up, but not until more damage is done. Circleville comes up with 3 hits. 2 of those hits were triples. 2-run score. So after 6.5 innings, the score stands Circleville 5, Jackson 2. Do or die now for the Ironmen here in the bottom of the 7th inning. We'll be right back.
Buying a new home is now an easy process when you work with Howard Hanna Real Estate Services of Southern Ohio. Howard Hanna offers several one-stop shopping options that include mortgage, title, and insurance, along with some awesome buyer and seller exclusive programs such as a 100% money-back guarantee, the Buy Before You Sell program, and the Apartment Dwellers Trade-In program. Call Donna and the McNerlin Group at 740-577-9551 to find out what works for you. Go green and gold and call it sold.
Home. It's your sanctuary. It's pajamas at noon and cookies in the oven. It's fingerprints on the wall and heights measured in a doorway. It's the one place in the world that you know better than anyone else. Jackson County Banking Center wants to help you build that messy, wonderful, cherished place where you can live a life you love for years to come. That's our promise. Jackson County Banking Center, here for you now, here for your future. Visit vcnbfamily.bank for our construction special. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Bodie Wolford will lead it off for the Ironmen. They need 3 runs to stay alive, 4 to win the game. Chase Foster has been outstanding on the mound for Circleville. The pitch to Bodie, high and outside. It's 2 balls, isn't it, Pete Wilson?
2 balls, yes it is.
Yes it is. There's a swing and a miss. 2 balls, 1 strike now. Ironmen need base runners. Bodie's been hit by a pitch and a strikeout. That pitch is outside, 3-1 the count. We will take a base runner any way, shape, or form.
Yeah, Foster is really, except for the strikeout, which Ernst got on the pass ball, he's put everybody down except for this batter, Bodie Wolford.
Second time in the contest, Bodie on first base leads off the inning with a walk. Easton McGraw coming up to the plate. He has struck out, flied out. Was perfect last night, 2 for 2. Bodie did what we needed. We need a base runner on there. That first pitch, oh, it's a called strike. Eli Ray is on deck. That pitch a little bit high and inside. 1-1 the count. Five to 2, the Ironmen find themselves down in this district championship contest. Ooh, curve ball, slow curve. Seemed like it took forever to get there, and it just crosses over the plate. 0-2 the count. Senior Easton McGraw at the plate. That ball is hit hard, and it is, caught by the second baseman, and he doubles up Bodie Wolford. Easton hit the ball well, but once again, right at a defender. He goes up high in the air, makes the catch, and they double off Bodie. And a tough break for the Ironmen. Boy, an 0-2 count, and Easton really hit that one nicely, Pete.
Can't ask for anything more.
Heartbreaker. Eli Ray. First pitch is a ball. Eli with a big double in that third inning. Led off the third inning with a double, scored one of the 2 runs for the Ironmen tonight.
If that ball's on either side of the second baseman, suddenly the Ironmen have hope. 2 runners on and nobody out.
Yes, they do.
Going back towards the top of the order, but that's not what happened.
No, it wasn't. That one hurts in the gut a little bit. There's a 2 balls, no strikes. Eli Ray stands in there and gets hit by a pitch. Now the what ifs. We'd have the bases loaded. But we don't. 1 runner on, 2 outs. Coach Brian Bingham will go out, talk to his pitcher who has been outstanding tonight. Eli Ray with good speed on the base path at first base. Jensen Green will be the batter for the Ironmen. Would you say, Pete, I think Coach Bingham's been there 20-plus years at Circleville?
Well, he's been there the last 8, but he had one other tenure. He said altogether he's coached 22 years at Circleville.
They're trying to win a district championship, as are the Ironmen, but the Ironmen find themselves down by a score of 5-2. 1 runner on. Jensen Green at the plate. Circleville 1 out away from a championship and a game winner. The pitch to Jensen is a little bit outside. 1 ball, no strikes, 2 outs, 1 on. That pitch is high and outside. First baseman not even trying to hold Eli Ray on first base that close. His run not that important. The Ironmen need 3 to continue this baseball game. Three balls, no strikes to Jensen. Ryan Symet's on deck. Pete Wilson, we look across the field there and see Wellston Golden Rockets, Lady Rockets are up 11-0. There's a walk by Jensen. Oh, that double play is so painful now as the Ironmen have 2 runners on, and the tying run comes to the plate. And Coach Bingham, I think now, 2 trips out, he has to make a change, doesn't he?
I think he is making a change.
Yes, he is. We'll see what they decide to do. Runners start. The inning started out so well. Bodie Wolford with a walk. Easton McGraw hits a ball right on the nose, but right at the second baseman. Matter of fact, second baseman had to climb in the air to make the catch, and they double off Bodie Wolford to make 2 outs. Eli Ray gets hit by a pitch. Jensen Green walks.
Well, Chase Foster's going out to what, right field maybe?
He's headed out to the outfield. All 3 outfielders are going to stand in center and just talk things over.
I assume one of the outfielders is coming in to pitch.
They were huddled up, so the pitcher is on the mound. We'll see. He won't show us his number, Pete. It's a right-hander.
We just threw one in the dirt. We hope that's a good omen. First warm-up pitch.
Everybody coming in to huddle up now, all 3 outfielders for Circleville.
Now pitching.
Ironmen need 3 runs. Circleville needs 1 out.
Oh, it's the second baseman, Glavin Bigham.
Well, he certainly was big in the last inning with that triple. He scored a run. He has scored 2 of the 5 runs for Circleville. And now we're just going to continue to hope, but it doesn't look like he's thrown a strike yet in his warm-ups.
Well, Glavin Bigham bats left-handed, but he throws right-handed.
Makes you wonder if he's a switch hitter.
Could be.
He's first-team all-district player for this Circleville team. Well, 2 of the best in the area are going to face each other. Ryan Simetz versus Glavin Bingham. Ironmen are 1 out away from ending this spectacular season, but Ryan Simetz is the tying run to continue play here.
Another reminder that we will be presenting district runner-up and district championship awards immediately following today's contest.
Jackson Ironman Jr. shortstop Ryan Simetz steps into the box.
Ryan Simons.
2 outstanding baseball players face off. Bingham's first pitch is a curveball, swing and a miss. Ryan a little bit ahead of that one. No balls, 1 strike. That went a little bit high and inside. Ryan coming off a 3 out of 3 for 4 game last night in a district semifinal contest. He's come up with a lot of big hits this year for the Ironmen. The pitch, a little bit outside, 2 balls, 1 strike. Two balls, 1 strike, 2 out, 2 on. That pitch, oh, it catches the inside of the plate. A curveball.
Glavin Bigham, mostly slow stuff so far, Dan.
So far.
Could get you off balance if you're not used to it.
The 2-2 pitch. That ball is a shot right at the shortstop, though, and he's able to get the lead out at second base. Boy, did Brian Simetz hit that ball hard, and as it has seemed all game long, Pete Wilson, some of the hardest times we hit the ball were right at Circleville defenders.
Absolutely, Dan. Ironmen had a chance there in the 7th inning, but the big play, Easton McGraw's line drive that is caught by the second baseman. They double up the runner at first base, and then Jackson gets a walk and a hit by pitch, but then the third out comes on a hard grounder by Simons. But what a season for the Ironmen, 25-2. And they were beaten by a good team. Circleville is a good team. They kind of mirror image of Jackson almost. Good defense, good pitching, and they can hit the ball too.
Well, their defense was outstanding as the Ironmen, when they did hit the ball tonight, and when they hit it hard, it was usually right at a Circleville player. They did not clinch. They did what they had to do. They had an outstanding starting effort from their pitcher. That was Chase Foster. And then Glavin Bingham able to come in the 7th inning and finally get Jackson out, even though we threatened. But I'll tell you that double play was huge. Tell you what, Pete, we have to say goodbye to 6 very special seniors on this baseball team. 5 of them in the starting lineup. Might have been a 6th if Garrett Legg hadn't have been injured about 2/3 of the way through the season, which ended his senior year in the field. But boy, Easton McGraw, Noah Ernst, Gavin Jones, Nolan Johnson, outstanding group of seniors this year, and it has been a real honor to watch them. Awards are going to be given to the Jackson Ironmen. They will be the district runner-up award. Oh, I forgot to mention, last but not least, Tucker Williams, the other senior. All 5 in that starting lineup. Coach McGraw will miss all 5 of them badly next year.
Absolutely, Dan. The seniors certainly the heart of this team. 6 seniors, 5 of them started. As we said, Garrett Legg certainly would have probably been considered a starter too had he not had that hamstring injury early in the season.
It was just a week ago we had to watch our outstanding girls softball team lose in a district final and receive runner-up medallions. That's what our Jackson baseball team is doing now. But think about this, Pete. We're going to talk about this for years. 25-2 on the season, 19 straight to open up the year.
Right, and you know, we do think, and we hope to get verification of it, that the 25-2 record, probably the most wins in a Jackson Ironman baseball history, and perhaps maybe even the best percentage record if you want to go on that. 25-2, winning 25 out of 27 games, and of course the 19-game win streak to start the season, that'll go down in history as well.
I think we can about say 99% sure that is the way, that is true, those things you just said. But what a thrill it's been for us this year, Pete Wilson, to broadcast and watch this team, not only our softball team, but our baseball team. What a fun spring it has been. That's the problem, whether it's football, basketball, baseball, or softball, it ends all too suddenly in the playoffs.
That's the thing about the tournament. You know, whether you're a favorite or an underdog, you all start even, and even if you've had a great season, at some point every team except one is going to lose in the tournament. And Jackson's comes pretty deep in the district championship game. I think we had some research done. Jackson doesn't happen very often. I think, 3 district championships in the long history of Jackson baseball.
District championships are so hard to come by. Our 6 seniors just walked out and received the plaque for coming in district runner-ups. But just another one of those tough ones. Well, we will take a timeout now. We've got plenty of post-game going. We will talk to Coach McGraw, and I know he's going to be a very sad Coach McGraw, and obviously the players too, but give him a chance to brag about those seniors and brag about what an outstanding season this Jackson Ironman baseball team has had. So we'll be back in 4 minutes with more Jackson Ironman baseball right here on the Total Media YouTube Sports Network.
Baby, Ramey's Homes is all shook up over our low rock bottom presses. One of America's most popular manufactured and modular homes. Ramey's Homes has the largest selection of quality built to manufactured homes in southern Ohio with the most flexible terms available. Don't be cruel, hurry to Ramey's Mobile Homes, 7 miles west of MacArthur on Route 50 and 2 miles south of Chillicothe on US 23, baby. And we'll see you there, teddy bear.
Hurry down to Stifles Rock.
Brian Moore Construction specializes in turnkey construction, room additions, kitchen and bathroom remodels, as well as residential and commercial roofing. They also do silicone and acrylic roof coverings. Brian Moore Construction delivers quality craftsmanship on time, on budget, and according to specifications. Choose Brian Moore Construction for your next build, remodel, or roofing project. Call today for a free estimate. 740-418-6140.
All right, we're back here at Bob Wren Stadium, and unfortunately a loss for the Jackson Ironmen in the district championship game. It was a very good game. Circleville led early. Jackson then led through the middle innings, but Circleville came through when it counted in the 6th and 7th inning, and they end up winning this district championship game in Division III by a 5-2 score. They will move on to the so-called Sweet 16. The regional for the East and Southeast District will be played nearby over at Paint Stadium in Chillicothe. It'll be 2 p.m. Thursday when Circleville moves on to take on their next rival. The Ironmen, Dan, gave it a go tonight, but ran into a very good team, Circleville. And late in the game, when the game was on the line, things just didn't go well for the Ironmen.
No, we didn't catch any breaks there, especially in the bottom of the 7th inning. Kind of was the epitome of the whole game, Pete Wilson, is the Ironmen so close to getting multiple base runners on. They hit the ball well, but they hit the ball right at the second baseman. And he was able to double up our lead runner. And then Ryan Simetz on the last hit, when you needed it, and Ryan Simetz gets in there, and he did what you would expect him to do, hit the ball right on the nose, but a one bouncer at the shortstop. If that's either side of the shortstop, we have bases loaded in this game. Who knows what would have happened.
Right, and the same thing goes, of course, for Easton McGraw's line drive.
He hit the ball right on the nose. Couldn't ask for more.
Right, that was a 2-strike pitch, too, and so he did what he had to do. It's just the way the ball bounces. In that case, the ball didn't bounce, but you know what I mean.
I hate to bring it up, Pete, because I've been so thankful that you brought me aboard to help doing these games with you in the last 4 years. But my gosh, is this beautiful venue here at Ohio University, but have we had some heartbreaking losses over here.
Right, of course, the Ironmen last year, we recall, we won't forget any time we're in the district tournament, win or lose, but won the semifinal game there, but in the district final was defeated by Washington Courthouse in a game where Jackson led into the 7th inning, and then Courthouse came back and got some breaks and ended up winning, and they moved on. Was that the year they went all the way to the state semifinals?
Or was that 2 years ago?
Maybe 2 years ago.
That was 2 years ago when they had the outstanding
right, they got beat by
pitcher.
Waverly. They got beat by Waverly.
Waverly last year in a heartbreaker.
They got beat by Waverly in the regional, did Washington Courthouse. And speaking of Washington Courthouse, it's not Washington Courthouse, it's Miami Trace that has a chance to move ahead to the regional. If they're able to, or maybe they're already there.
It's tomorrow. Nope. They will play the winner of Dover and Dresden Tri-Valley, who is playing today in a game that was suspended from yesterday.
Right. That kind of threw everything off as far as it being synchronized.
Right.
That was the only game on a rainy Tuesday that was not played. And as a result, that was why we only had one game here. Miami Trace, they make them wait, so they're in line with that East District game.
And I hate it for Coach McGraw because not only is he saying goodbye to 6 seniors who he has put thousands and thousands of hours in coaching him, as he says, from about year 8 on in their life, but one of them even has to be his son. So that even makes it more emotional and more tough. See the team, it was huddled out like they like to do out in left field, but they've started to break the huddle up. But I think Coach McGraw has his seniors out there giving them last little discussion there. And like we said, we are going to miss all 6 of those young men. They're not only good baseball players, they're great kids. That's what really, really does hurt. You hate to see the pain in their eyes.
Right, absolutely. Like we say, at some point, you're gonna end up losing. Everybody's going to lose,
or you're going to win the state championship.
Except one team at the end, and getting to the district championship game, certainly an honor. And we knew going in. Coach McGraw told me before the game. Of course, he's rooting for the Ironmen. He knows that they can win, but he said we'll have to play well. I think they did, but
Yes.
Circleville was a little better.
Well, like I said, I had the luxury to talk to Ryan Simetz earlier today. He said, hey, Circleville's really good. And I know that he knows some of these players through all the travel ball and the years and everything. But I think Circleville just had one of those on games. Chase Foster, how good was he pitching? We had all our hits came in one inning when we had 3 doubles, and that's it.
Right.
And all 3 doubles, we really hit the ball hard, but we hit the ball hard a lot of other times. But as we kept saying, it seemed like we hit it right at the defense.
Well, there was another thing, too. Chase Foster, I think he had, let's see, I'm looking here in the 7th inning. He had 1 strikeout. He only had 7 strikeouts. When I say only, that's not bad, but it's not like he was dominant that way. But 4 of those strikeouts came in the last 2 innings before, he ran into some control trouble and they had to bring in Bigham. But one thing I just noticed about Circleville, when they all had their caps off and they're accepting their trophies, I said, gosh, every kid on that team has blonde hair. Well, you know what? I think they did that thing where
I think they dyed some hair.
I think they dyed some hair.
That's kind of one of those unity things.
Their team solidarity.
Yep. We years and years ago, I watched our basketball team do that. One other year, I watched our basketball shave their heads. Whatever it does, whatever it takes, whatever the kids think is going to get them to the next level.
Right. And you know what? Coach Brian Bigham had that white hair too.
Well, yeah. I also got my head shaved one time many years ago when my son was playing on a basketball team that decided to shave their heads.
Right, exactly.
I'm glad we haven't decided that one again.
Right, and across the way, we have heard that not all of Jackson County is in mourning because the Wellston Lady Rockets, how about this? They're a step ahead of Jackson. They're in the regional tournament. They were playing a regional semifinal game at the OU softball field, which is just over the fence here. We can actually see the scoreboard.
Right,
yeah.
We could read the scoreboard. But what a great effort by our Lady Rockets.
Right, they jumped on Tuscarawas Valley, who came into the game, Dan, with a 24-2 record and supposedly had a great pitcher. But they jumped on Tuskegee for 6 runs in the first 2 innings and went on to win 11-0. And obviously, senior pitcher Hannah Potts had another great game.
Well, Coach McGraw has worked his way up here to him, so I'm going to relinquish the headset to him, Pete Wilson. And before I do that, congratulations, Coach McGraw, on a historic season.
Thank you.
All right, Coach McGraw has joined us. And, Coach, I tell you what, when you get to the district championship game, let alone the district semifinal game, whoever you play is going to be very good. We thought up here your team played a fine game, but Circleville was just a little bit better. They had a good 6th inning and got some breaks in the 7th inning and held on for a 5-2 victory.
Yeah, we hit some balls hard today. Hit line drives right at them. They made plays. That's part. Especially a district final. Baseball. I'm gonna have a hard time getting through this one. Sorry, but yeah, this game's tough. We didn't play bad. We hit some balls hard and just didn't have enough happen today to get the win. It's unfortunate, but I love those guys. I take them to war every day. I'm just kind of sad it's over.
Right. Well, absolutely. I think everybody knew that this was going to be a good matchup.
Oh yeah, it's a very equal matchup. They're very as talented as we are. We knew that coming in. So did they. It's just one of those things that happens.
Right, absolutely. And, you reflect back on the season. I know now it hurts a lot. I know that. But you reflect back on the season, and you've had some excellent teams here at Jackson and away from Jackson. But I tell you what, this one has to be this team and what they did, their record, the 25-2 record, going through the Frontier Athletic Conference undefeated again, the 19 games to start the season, just the solid offense, defense, and pitching all the way through. This is going to be a season. I don't know how much longer you're going to coach McGraw, but I tell you what, you're going to have trouble coming up with a better team than this one.
It will. That's why this loss hurts so much. A lot of guys that have been putting a lot of effort for years. We talked a little bit out there, and you wish you could. You don't want to leave the field. But they won't think about how good this season was for a while because they're going to think about this loss for it's going to sting. It does sting right now. But yeah, not just the seniors, but all these young men, 18, 19 in the dugout, they put together a special season. Not only an FAC championship and 25 wins, which I don't know that's happened in school, But it's hard to win baseball games. I was talking to somebody the other day, and there's a coach locally. He's been doing it for 30 years. Plus he's got 400 victories. Very good coach, and he won his first gold ball this year. In his league, his first time he went undefeated. These young men did it 2 years in a row. It's very special, but you don't understand how special until it doesn't happen for a while. They didn't just win when you won; they won 2. That's kind of unheard of. They probably I remember sitting here 12, 13 years ago, and we had a senior class come through, and they were awesome. And I think they set a school record with like 73 wins. I think his senior class just had over 90. That doesn't even make any sense when you think about it.
Right.
How you can win that many ball games, but they have.
Right, and that's the thing. Of course, the loss hurts no matter what the composition of your roster is. But in the case of the Ironmen, you've got those 6 seniors, and all of them so important to this team.
Yep.
And it won't be tonight, but I know they will reflect back and realize what great young men they were and what they did for this baseball program in this very, very special season.
Yeah, they will. They set the tone because we have a lot of good underclassmen as well coming up, and they got to see how these kids work and everything like that. And what they've left behind, I think you'll see next year, the year after, and how they handle practice, how they handle games, and their work ethic that these underclassmen picked up on, and they're going to do a great job. But yeah, it's been an amazing ride with them. We're going to miss them.
Right, and sometimes you don't play your best. Sometimes the other team's just a little bit better. But one thing that I think, other than the fact that Jackson just so solid in all departments, was all year long. You lose 2 games, but all year long, what Jackson never did is they never beat themselves. Maybe someone won a game, but you never beat yourself.
Yeah, that's kind of what we focus on, pitching and defense, things like that. And, we hit pretty well all year too. Just didn't have enough hits today. But, that's quality defense, quality pitching, just good young men going out there playing the game. That's Jackson baseball.
Absolutely. Well, Coach, we will let you go. We do appreciate you. We appreciate you coming here and talking to us, and congratulations to you and the team on a great season. We had a lot of viewership these last 2 games. A lot of people back in Jackson are behind this team and respect what this team did, and they will remember it for a long, long time.
I appreciate you.
All right. Okay, that's Coach Josh McGraw. We certainly do appreciate him coming up to talk to us after this 5-2 loss in the district championship game. And
hey, I know how tough it is for Coach McGraw as a coach and a father, Pete Wilson, and I feel kind of the same way. I'm not a coach, but when I'm broadcasting that last basketball game of the year and my son's, I have to interview him, he was a little bit torn up there to start with, got his composure. But, he mentioned something, Pete Wilson. Now, listen to this number. Over the last 5 years, Jackson baseball has gone 109 wins and 20 losses.
Wow, I'm glad you figured that up.
Yep. When he was talking about, 73 wins for a senior class there, 109 wins and 20 losses over the last 5 years.
Right. But it's all over. Jackson loses 5-2. Circleville came from behind, went ahead in the 6th inning, padded their lead in the 7th inning. So give credit to them. We're talking about, how good Jackson was all year and that they had their chances tonight. But Circleville did what they had to do to win. Chase Foster was wonderful on the mound, hung in there till, maybe ran out of gas in the 7th inning. And they did get some key hits against 2 good Jackson pitchers, Tucker Williams and Bodie Wooford, when they had to change the scoreboard, and they did.
They did. They got the job done. To the victor, the spoils. They're still celebrating over there, but it's a very distraught-looking group of Jackson Ironmen baseball players. This is, like Coach McGraw said, this is going to hurt for a while, but they got to realize, just think, when they come back for reunions in different time frames, how much we are going to talk about a team that actually did go 25-2.
Well, this is the kind of team that, in some future baseball, basketball, or football season, they're going to ask to be walked out on the field as one of the greatest, maybe the greatest Jackson baseball team of all time. I know that's a grandiose statement that maybe I shouldn't make, but they've got some credentials.
They're certainly in the group. It'd be a very small circle as far as talking about the greatest baseball teams ever at Jackson. This is definitely one of them, if not right at the top.
Absolutely. Well, so this is a wrap for Dan Morrow, for our great tech crew that gave you great views.
They're
of this
outstanding.
Game. Oh, my gosh. You have 3 cameras tonight, so thank you to those guys. Thank you, of course, to our sponsors who financially made it possible all year, and for the ownership for wanting to do more Jackson baseball and even softball this year. We are certainly grateful for that, and Dan and I are certainly glad that we were along for a great ride that the Jackson
to be a little bit of a part of it.
Yeah, for the Jackson Ironmen baseball team gave us. Once again, the final score here from Bob Wren Stadium here on the campus of Ohio University. The Jackson Ironmen season finally ends after a 25-2 record with a 5-2 loss to Circleville in the Division III district championship game. Good evening, everybody.